Hi, and welcome. My name is Mrs. Ramirez. I am the instructional staff here at the RAP program. I bring to the table for RAP virtual creative writing. And in this virtual creative writing, I will be introducing the children to drama and poetry for their learning experience for the ones that are enrolled in the RAP program. To do this, I would like to introduce you to a friend of mine, Tyler Perry. The reason I'm bringing Tyler Perry into this because Tyler Perry is a writer. He had to be creative with his writing. Tyler Perry wasn't born Tyler Perry. He was born September the 13th, 1969 as Emmett Tyler Jr. Emmett Tyler Jr. was in an abusive home, and he and his father could not get along. Therefore, Emmett moved out. Emmett became homeless. When he became homeless, he was broke and didn't have anywhere to sleep. So he realized his situation, and he went from there to starting to write in a journal. When he wrote in this journal, he came up with a character by the name of Medea. But before that, he wrote some other things and tried to present them for publications and things like that, but they failed. But that didn't discourage him. He kept on writing. And when he wrote Medea, came up with Medea, Medea made him famous. And from there, Tyler Perry went on. In 1992 is when he failed, but in 1995, by then, Medea was created, and Tyler Perry just boomed, blew up from there. He is a multi-millionaire, and I would like to think some of our children can be that as well. Okay, I've talked about Tyler Perry. I've talked about creative writing. How am I going to get our children interested in creative writing? Simply by encouraging RAP online participants to create a journal, writing down things that they can relate to from the topics that they will be provided. For example, riding in Santa's sleigh. What comes to mind when I say riding in Santa's sleigh? When I think of Santa, I think of Christmas. When I think of Christmas, I be wanting it to snow. I think of Christmas lights, decoration, Santa's sleigh, reindeer, and presents. All that sound good, doesn't it? Okay, now let's put it down on paper. Snow. The snow is falling, Christmas lights are blinking, and decorations looks great. I began to fall asleep, and while sleeping, I was dreaming of Santa and his sleigh. I looked up, and there he was, Santa riding in his sleigh. Oh, I would like to ride in Santa's sleigh. He must have heard me from afar, because all of a sudden, I heard a screech like a car. It was Santa's sleigh. Down he came. And guess what? The reindeer were there, all of them. Comet, Cupid, Dasher, Blitzen, and the rest. Ding, ding, ding. The alarm clock rings. I ran out of the bed, down the stairs, and to my surprise, no toys, no gifts, no Santa Claus. But guess what? That didn't matter. All I had to do was ride in Santa's sleigh. Because I feel like if the children use their imagination, that they can get away from the video games and all that stuff and create their own thing because they can become entrepreneurs just by writing books, doing plays. And that's one reason why I brought out Tyler Perry, because Tyler Perry wrote books, Tyler Perry did plays, and Tyler Perry is making money now. So if we could get our children engaged in doing something positive besides the video games, I know that we can make a difference in their life. I encourage my students to read because I don't just tell them to read, I get down and read with them. You know, I allow them to ask me questions about the story that we get into, and I allow them to, and I ask them questions to see what did they get out of it, how did they feel about the story, and if they had a chance to change the story, how would they change it? I position myself with the children as creating something different. We're not going to look at the past, we're going to look forward to the future because there's so many things happening now, even with the COVID. Virtual learning is a new thing for us, all of us, not just the children, but for all of us. So therefore, we try to, my goal is to get them to use their imagination to build on what they're learning through, by seeing and by doing. You know, it's not just how when we were going to school, we did it through hands-on, and as well, some of them did hands-on as well. But it's a different situation when you have to look at somebody on a computer or on a television telling you to do certain things when some of the kids may get it, some of the kids may not. But my goal is to try to reach all the children. I expect them to be challenged in vocabulary, in their ideas, in their reading, in their comprehension. I want them to know that there is no wrong stories. There's only ways of making it better. And that's what I intend to help them to do. Because we learn from each other. Good writers are important because they can show me a different avenue from the one that I was used to. Good writers are important because we learn from each other. They are important because reading and learning is something we should never stop. From the moment we came here to the moment we leave, we should be trying to be better.